So Russia has given Syria's Bashar al-Assad Yakhont missiles. They're basically believed to be really effective in attacking ships, which is exactly what the point of this is, because they want to try and dissuade the international community from setting up a no-fly zone. And to do that, they would need to have warships off the coast of Syria. Vladimir Putin and his government is clearly siding with Bashar al-Assad. Bashar al-Assad, in their war against rebel fighters, have killed an estimated 80,000 people and forced more than 1.5 million of their citizens to flee the country to get away from the war zone. And so you have clearly Putin showing his hand for what he believes in, the kind of government that he supports. And is this really that surprising, considering that just in the last year and a half, Vladimir Putin was elected to continue his reign in Russia, but he wasn't elected democratically. There were huge protests and disputes of that election, of that democratic process, but it doesn't matter, right? Because Vladimir Putin stays in power. So this paints a larger picture, a more clear picture of the larger conflict in Syria, and it really underlines the importance and the delicacy that President Obama has to come with and use when dealing with this conflict, and how different it is from Libya, because this is a huge, important player in the Middle East. You have forces like Iran and Russia highly invested in the continuance of Bashar al-Assad's regime, and then you have powers like Israel and the United States, the European Union, and a big part of NATO behind getting Assad out of power. And so if Obama were to go in too strongly and push back too strongly, you see that the Russians will not hesitate to turn this into a much larger proxy war, much along the same lines of what we saw during the Cold War. And it's extremely disappointing that his government is taking this action ahead of talks led by the United States and Russia that are going to bring Syria to the table, bring the Syrian government to the table, as well as the rebels, to try and work out peace. The Russians, and led by their, you can say, dictator, have drawn their own clear line, and that is after seeing Egypt and Tunisia and Libya fall by revolutionary movements, they are not going to allow, or not allow without a huge fight, Syria going down. Because if Syria goes down, that is a hugely influential player in the region. And what happens after Syria falls is it becomes a lot more likely that Iran will fall to revolution, and that even Russia itself could fall to a more democratic uprising. Let me know what you think, if I'm reading way too much into these air defense missile systems and Russia's moves geopolitically in this dynamic ongoing situation.